The MPP has an excellent ticket, and we're going to win with this ticket in 2024, 7th of December.
What Ghana is trying to do is two things. One is reach macroeconomic stability and bring its debt to a sustainable level.
We have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do.
On Wednesday, Ghana's parliament passed an anti-LGBTQ bill.
The Economist Intelligence Unit is predicting that Ghana will reach an agreement with its external creditors in the coming weeks to pave way for the restructuring of foreign loans. This is disclosure from its newest document titled Outlook for Global Sovereign Credit Risk.
All the way out west in Ghana, where the International Monetary Fund says it is optimistic that Accra and its bilateral creditors can reach an agreement on how to restructure over $5 billion worth of bilateral debt. Now, such an outcome would pave the way for another $600 million disbursement from the IMF to the West African country. According to the IMF's resident representative for Ghana, discussions between Ghanaian authorities and the official creditor committee, which is co-chaired by France and China, is showing promising progress.
What Ghana is trying to do is two things. One is reach macroeconomic stability and bring its debt to a sustainable level.
Now, Ghana's economy expanded by 7.2% in the third quarter of 2024. This according to provisional data from the Ghana Statistical Service. This marks a steady improvement from the 6.9% growth recorded in the second quarter.
Now, the Electoral Commission has announced its forthcoming release of the 2024 electoral calendar before the end of February.
The Electoral Commission has set December 2, 2024 as a date for special voting.
The MPP has an excellent ticket, and we're going to win with this ticket in 2024, 7th of December. That's the news. That's the news.
My brothers and sisters, our dear nation Ghana is bleeding. Ghana's soul is calling for change. Mother Ghana is crying for its true and genuine patriotic citizens to rise up to reset our beloved nation.
Let's move to the camp of the New Patriotic Party, where Dr. Mahama Dubaumia has been promising to create an airport city in Kumasi as part of his effort to industrialize the Ashanti region's capital if elected president. Speaking at a rally in the Menchia North constituency.
Airport city.
Talking is no longer an option. Action is imperative, and it must be swift.
2024 elections is just about almost 11 months. Have you seen who will win?
I cook banku.
Somebody was talking to me about what's going on in Kenya, and I said, what you see happening in Kenya, there is a possibility in that, in the pipeline, but it's an undercurrent with the youth. It's around 2025 going. Depending on the outcome of the election and how people win this 2024 election, if anybody try to rake and anybody play any game on both sides to win this election and disrespect the will of the people and the vote of the people and will sabotage the will and the vote of the people, I'm telling you, there will be an outcome, and Ghana will be shocked. That is it the same Ghanaians that are quiet, loving people, don't want trouble, let everything go? You wait and see. Write what I'm telling you. Write it on your journals. It will come to pass.
The truth of the matter is that this election, God has told me, I didn't want to mingle it with my emotions, and it should be kept. I gave you some bits and tits and pieces. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm telling you, I saw it. MPP will come back to power.
Mark my words, Jesus. MPP will not cross 45. Mark my words. It will shock people.
Ghana's former president, John Dramani Mahama, has made a political comeback by securing victory in the country's presidential election after his rival, the Vice President, Mahamudu Bawumia.
I have the singular honor as a returning officer of the 2024 presidential election to declare His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as the winner of the 2024 2024 presidential election and the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana with a total percentage of 56.55%.
We have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do. But we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand opportunities to all sections of our society. We will not be a disruptive opposition.
On Wednesday, Ghana's parliament passed an anti-LGBTQ bill, one of the toughest of its kind in Africa. The UN Human Rights Chief expressed alarm at the development.
I think it's a good thing. In Ghana, we all know our stance. It's only a fraction of people who are against this. And I think it's good that they've passed it. Yeah.
Now turning our attention to sports, Ghana's Black Stars concluded their 2025 AFCON qualification campaign without securing a single victory, failing to secure a spot at the tournament in Morocco.
Ghana not qualifying for AFCON, Nige, that is incredible. This is a Ghanaian side that they've been on the slide. They've been in just a really bad way. The last two AFCONs, they've been one of the worst teams at AFCON. They're not unified. The federation is in a mess. And when you talk about a dark, dark period for a national team, you talk about a dark, dark chapter for a federation like the Ghanaian Federation, Nigel, this has to be the darkest of them all.
It is the darkest. First time they haven't qualified since 2004. There has to be a clearing of the house process for me because it's inexcusable. This is Ghana. They produce some of the top talented football players that we've seen. Talk about Michael Essien and right now Kudus. Like, there's so much talent there. And for them not to qualify, it's an absolute embarrassment.
The government of Ghana signed a $12 billion agreement with China's TCP UIC consortium for the first phase of the Petroleum Hub Development Project in the Jomoro municipality of the Western region. The project is expected to create 780,000 direct and indirect jobs and revolutionize the downstream petroleum sector in Ghana and across the continent.
When this project is operating at full capacity, it will rather complement and not compete with fully functional Tema Oil and Senti Oil refineries, Dangote's refinery, and all other refineries dotted across the African continent to help meet our energy needs.
Now let's turn our attention to Africa. First to Ghana in the west. Ghana is inviting bids to set up a nuclear power plant. It wants to boost its electricity production. And Ghana thinks nuclear energy is the way to go. Right now, 5 countries are in the mix to become Ghana's nuclear partner: the US, France, Russia, China and South Korea. Firms from these 5 countries want to build Ghana's first nuclear power plant.
The Tema-Mpakadan railway line. This historic achievement, the first ever standard gauge railway line in Ghana, symbolizes the bold strides we're making to modernize our transport infrastructure and drive the economic growth of our nation.
Thousands of demonstrators filled the streets of Ghana's capital, calling for an end to illegal mining in the country, also known as Galamsey. Police made dozens of arrests during the demonstrations.
We have our men here, you can see, and depending on what situation we have to address, our men will come in. We are ready to handle any eventuality.
The police, they're not honest, they're constantly moving the goalpost, and even as of yesterday, come and tell us that they're doing this bogus operation across the country and they're blocking off all roads. Every fucking person knows that's a lie. All these efforts just to frustrate us. So the police has never been our friend, and they probably never will.
An opinion echoed by the group Democracy Hub, which organised the protests. A convener for the group insisted they were doing all they could to calm tensions.
We'll stay with Boko and we'll take you to our earlier story where the Member of Parliament for Zebila, Klachasafoka, has accused the government of failing to take proactive measures to resolve the ongoing Boko chieftaincy crisis. The conflict, which reignited on October 25, has seen heavy gunfire and advanced weaponry, leading to the reported deaths of 5 individuals in Boko and 8 travelers along the Bemise-Wale route in the northeast region.
My fellow Ghanaians, having come to the end of my lawful tenure as president and preparing to step into the next chapter of my life, I leave you with this thought. Ghana is a nation destined for greatness. Let us protect her peace, cherish her unity, and nurture her promise. Together, guided by the light of hope and the spirit of love, we can achieve extraordinary things. May this Christmas season fill our hearts with joy, our homes with laughter, and our lives with blessings. May the coming year bring us closer to the Ghana of our dreams. And may God continue to bless our nation and its people abundantly. Merry Christmas, my fellow Ghanaians. I thank you